How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with another episode of Historic Brawl. We don't normally play main decks on our Historic Brawl videos. On occasion, though, we do have to play something mean. And our mean choice of the day is Brawl, Chief of Compliance. And we're just going to pass. We don't need Brawl out to counter this. Cancel. We nearly sacrificed our commander. Draw a card. Yeah, we'll put that there. And swing in for one. So next turn we can Mystic Sanctuary, something that we really want back, because we're running out of counterspells, right? But we can ditch a land. To our own Brawl. So a make disappear and a Tail's End. I feel very favored, honestly. But this is what Brawl does, right? This is why he's considered one of the most hated commanders. Blue Sun Zenith on top. Yep. And then we'll swing in for one. With Supreme Will to draw a card. We'll get our will. Then we'll pass it to our turn. Go for the 20-25 turn beats. We have other options, like Scholar of the Troves will Teferi's Ageless Insight makes Brawl a lot better. Like, the Brawl deck has been getting better, which is just kind of sad, honestly. No. We might actually lose our Ageless Insight here. Because we can't stop another... Well, we can stop that. But we would not have been able to stop another... discard the Negate. I mean, now we can stop it. But that one, for that one window, we couldn't. Next turn, we can actually get down Hullbreak Horror and just solve this issue. Yeah, like, since this is pretty miserable of a deck to play against, so I don't feel extremely bad about what we've done, but I do feel kind of bad. Like, playing Brawl is kind of feel bad. I don't know. Oh my god, why did we let that happen? Cool. Let's X1. And get rid of that Sissus. How much will I have left over? I'll have 1 mana left over. We cannot actually solve all of the issues in this world with 1 mana. Counter. Yeah, we got a lock. And that's how Brawl works. Those of you who don't enjoy Brawl, feel free to tune out. I don't blame you. But sometimes your confidence as a player gets struck down. And if you ever just need a confidence boost, just build yourself a Brawl deck. It costs you 1 rare wild card and then it's many counterspells that you can get your hands on. Obviously my deck is running a lot more than 1 rare, but like this is seriously one of those decks that you could just build with a single copy of Brawl and a bunch of commons and uncommons, and it would function nearly the same. As long as you have instant to cast, like there's no way. The queue has is chastising us for our bad decision making. So I've been working on my Elden Ring characters. You'll probably see this because I don't know what order I need to put out. I'm recording an Elden Ring video today and then this Magic video today. And I started with the Magic because that's generally what generally it's more of my cerebral game. Whereas like Elden Ring and Dark Souls stuff, that's a little bit more sweaty, you know? Because you have to be a little bit more awake to control the fine-tune. Well, I guess it's really more of just the issue of like APM involved, right? Like this is Magic is a turn-based strategy game, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. And in those kind of games, so next time we play Brawl, Brawl gets killed, and then we counter whatever the bonus player plays. I like where we're at. Hey, Brawl, do your thing. So one of the nice things about playing a Brawl deck is that Brawl is so old that sometimes you just run into people that haven't played Brawl before. Or maybe they didn't have an answer, right? Like, that's a possibility. You know, this guy has definitely played against a Brawl deck at some point in his past. That was honestly what I expected the majority of our games for today would be. Just cast a Brawl and then the opponent concedes. Eskia is a good matchup. Because Eskia is another just annoying commander. Like, I want to play a degenerate deck to boost my confidence a bit, but I also don't want to run into little Timmy, who's playing bears on the ladder, and just ruin his day by countering every spell he's ever cast. So running into decks like Eskia that are a menace in their own right is kind of fine with me. Dream Fracture is a counterspell I'm not too sure about. Like, it only counter the creature spell, but it makes us all draw cards, so yeah, I'll draw a card. And then my second main, I'll cast my clock. hold up my Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, opponent, we are 1-for-1ing. Like, I'm gonna counter every spell you cast. Ideally. Like, one might slip through. But, no. We'll pitch the land. Oh, that's bad. So if I get back 2 instants, I get back Metallic Rebuke, which is technically protection, but it's only protection up until a point, right? Well, Jawari Disruption and cancel. So now we actually do have a hard counterspell. I forgot that Bond of Insight mills. That makes it much better. We are running out of counterspells. It's getting scary. They can actually draw 2 cards. That's fine. If I can, I'd like to Zenith this turn. Blue Sun Zenith, because that'll get me more counterspells. And more counterspells equals more good. There's also a possibility that they ran out their 2 card draw spells in the hopes that I'd just flash counter everything I saw, and then they could get like a go for the throat through at the end. Blue Sun for 1. We gotta do it for 2, unfortunately. Hey. Okie doke. I like where we're at again. So now we have 2 counterspells up, possibly. We have to counter something in 1 turn, right? Or we have to avoid Tail's End. Goodbye, Syncopate. Yeah, so this turn we can just Portal to Phyrexia if we want. Or we can Jin-Gitaxias. Dude, Jin-Gitaxias. You see, this is the greed moment, right? Like, if they have answers... Yeah, I can't risk it, unfortunately. I was gonna go full greed. They have 6, 7... 10 mana? No. So I need them to pay twice 3. What do I get rid of? Rebuke? Probably. It's the weakest counterspell I have access to. Lore Master could actually be good to get us back in. And Blue Sun's better. It is very tempting, though. But, like, if we cast a Haymaker and the Haymaker gets got, we are just sad. But I guess we're going to shuffle in our Haymakers anyways. No. decline. We want these cards in our library, right? Okay. This is pretty decent. Right, the dog tokens will end the game very quickly. That is a plus side of Mordekin in the deck. Okay, never mind. Like, it says I can cast that, but I don't see why I would, right? I guess we can send Rebuke back because our opponent... Like, putting Rebuke in the deck, I guess, was ambitious, but... GG, opponent. Sorry, your Eskia plans did not work out for the day. One more game. I do enjoy some counterspell shenanigans sometimes. Now, Memory is a card that really could be powerful, but you don't see a lot of powerful Memory decks running around. So maybe we are the bully of the circumstance. Maybe. But it might just be some kind of paradoxical outcome nonsense. So we might not be the bad guys, right? Paradox Engine, I guess, because paradoxical outcome is a different card. And it's generally played with multiple copies because that's how its combo works, right? I wonder if you could combo off with multiple copies of Paradox Engine or Paradoxical Outcome. If, like, Singleton combo is possible with that card, it probably is. You have a 1-mana creature counterspell opponent? You do. Wash Away. Congratulations. You're the first person to successfully prevent a Brawl from coming down. So we can just pay for our counterspells, right? Memory comes down. Memory's bad for us. And we'll pass. Do they have something else? I would imagine they do. Maze Mind Tome? Yeah. That exiled itself, so we're okay with that being in existence. Gonna go scrying. We might be in for a long one. Like, Baral does not like being in the command zone. He wants to be... Yeah, I'm gonna keep him off mana as much as possible. You You got 6 spare mana over there. How do you work? Okay. Brawl comes back. We're actually going to tap out too because we don't have any way to actually interact here. Lear's a bit of an odd choice actually, isn't he? Spells can't be countered. That's not good. They're finally gonna get their arcane signet. So what do we have in our bin? We have a Cancel, so that's probably what we're getting back. We need to draw a land, unfortunately. So we can pretend like we have a counterspell? Counterspells are the highest. Hey, look at that, we had it all along. Do they have a counterspell? They do. Well, I guess our graveyard isn't relevant anymore. Exiling. Intervention, yeah. Card draw and counterspell in one package? How can anybody beat that? They even have 1 mana left up, so they can... We have our counterspell. I don't know if it'll actually get us anywhere, but we do have it. Resolve. Up to 26. 25 to 26, by the way. I said one more match at the 16-minute mark. We've officially gone 7 minutes out, and there is essentially no progress in this game. Counter target spell, return, create a copy, draw a card. We'll get rid of that one. We'll draw a card. I guess I didn't click on the right number of effects. Discard Lear because his time is done. He has no practicality with his Soul Guide Lantern on the field. Yeah, we're not doing that either. Drowner. I guess we could have kept Drowner. But the second we play it, what happens is they crack the Lantern, and then we don't get any value out of it anyways. We get a body, which is nice, but all of our instants are cast on all of our spells are cast on our opponent's turn, right? Decline. So 4, 5, 6. Gadwick for 6. We have to rely on our opponent not to do something insanely damaging, which they could do. But I'm guessing their turn is going to be play the Foundry Inspector and then play a middling artifact. Like, if they take the card draw, they didn't, okay. We know they're not doing much, but since they didn't, they might have something. Foundry Inspector, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4. Paradox Engine. Ew. Ew. They can't do anything with it yet. Well, that's just great. Next turn I'm going to make you sad. Yeah, Soul Guide Lantern loop may not be great. We can continue to crack it. But they don't have a lot of rocks to work with. I'm hoping that we're still alive. Because we might not be, unfortunately. Paradox Engine is a broken card. Yeah, they've actually won here. Because they can draw their entire deck by just recasting Soul Guide Lantern. Now they need to find what they need to have done, and they haven't been doing, is tapping their Cold Steel Heart every time they cast their Lantern. Because if they continuously tap it, it'll continuously untap. So they can actually generate mana. Basically what they have to do here is draw cards until they hit a second 2-mana mana rock. Which is possible, right? Like, there's Ornithopter Paradise, but if they tapped their mana and saved it up, they wouldn't have to just draw for a 2-mana mana rock. They could draw for anything. It's unfortunate we ran out of gas when we did. Yeah, keep going, opponent. They're getting rid of their graveyard. Yeah, like if they had saved up their mana, they could have... There we go. They actually started to save up mana. That's good. You get to the point where they could cast Midnight Clock. And if they cast Midnight Clock, they have 3 mana to work with from every cast. So we're going to concede if they cast the Midnight Clock, right? Because that gets them to where they need to be. Yeah, I might just concede anyway, but I think they have it. We waited around long enough. I'm sure they have better things to do, too. So either way, those were some interesting matches. We saw that Brawl is not undefeatable, right? Like, if you counter him early, and then you get underneath the counter spells, you can win. It's just not very fun to do that. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time around. Bye for now.